your income? Like if you didn't start Pampered Chef, you'd be paying for it. How or what is it? Like, are you looking to pay off credit card? Are you looking to save for something? What is your goal with Pampered Chef?
Well, for me, it seems a common theme. I'm a single mom as well,
Oh,
and I'm putting two kids through college
oh,
on
good.
my own, and my daughter just had a little baby girl 4 months ago.
Oh, no.
So
Grammy.
yeah, I am, and it's been a challenge financially for all three of us. So for me, Pampered Chef will help to pay some of the bills and help, with costs for my grandkid as well because her dad, the bio dad did a AWOL on us as well. So
Okay, so you're helping raise your grandchild.
I am, yes.
All right. So what are your two kids' names?
Monique and Dylan.
And they're both in school and college now.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. And how old are they?
I have Dylan is 23
Hmm.
and Monique is 26.
Okay, great. And your granddaughter, what's her name?
Finley, Finley
Oh,
Rose.
that's beautiful. Okay. So let's talk for a quick second too about how much is a realistic income with Pampered Chef. So my story started 15 years ago for cute shoes. I had a cute shoe fetish. I was a stay-at-home mom. I came home with a pair of pink sandals. My husband had a meltdown and he was like, you cannot keep buying shoes. That is not in our stay-at-home budget. We don't have a budget for that. You need a job. So I literally started Pampered Chef so that I wouldn't have to listen to that. And then I could buy cute shoes when I wanted. And I could go to McDonald's with my kids every once in a while. So I totally get I wasn't a single mom, but I totally get I was broke. But it was a choice we made for me to be a stay-at-home mom. So I started Pampered Chef and I did one show a month for 7.5 years. Very, very part-time. I just needed fun money, like 100, maybe $200 a month. I just needed a little extra cash. When it came closer to Christmas time, I would do a lot more shows November, December, and January in order to pay for Christmas, or when my husband needed 4 new tires for his truck and it was $800, we didn't have overtime available. So I had to get some income rolling then. So then about 7.5 years ago, I decided that I wanted to buy a new car. I wanted to pay off my daughter's braces, which was $7,000. And my husband was like, that's nice. You want a new car? You need to go get a job then because there's nothing in the budget for it. So at that point, I decided to look for a part-time job. And I realized that I could earn more money doing Pampered Chef than I could doing a part-time job. By going from one show a month to 2 shows a week, no matter what. So I usually do 8 to 10 shows a month, which means I usually have to book 12 shows in order to hold 8 to 10. Okay. Because we're in sales, people. So there's always going to be a roll-off rate. In order to do that, as soon as I built my business up to the point that I was doing 8 to 10 shows a month, my income drastically increased. So a live cooking show with Pampered Chef nationally is about a $650 show. You earn about $120 for that. If you do 8 of them in a month, you'll average about $1,000 a month. So that's 2 a week. If you do that and you build an organization, you build a team, you earn extra percentage on everything you sell, and you earn extra percentage on your organizational sales. My income, so they have a thing called Fast Track to Director, which means that you can promote to a director, which is 5 team members and 5,000 in team sales in your first 90 days. And if you do that, there are $2,000 cash bonuses that are available to you. You get a $500 cash bonus when you promote to a director. If you remain at the director level at the 6-month mark, they'll give you another $500. If you help somebody on your team promote to a director, they'll give you $1,000. So that's in addition to your commission. That's in addition to the free products that you earn and all of that. So I want you to put that in the back of your mind, because here again, I was 7.5 years in when I decided that I was going to make this a career and not just a hobby. It only took me 3 months to promote to a director. They didn't have fast track back then. I wish they did. I could quit, come back, and get all those extra bonuses. But it only took 3 months, but I was determined. And that's what I want to tell you. My income went from a few $100s a month to a few $1,000s a month pretty quickly after I promoted to a director, because my first year I built a team of 25. So on average, I will earn, $3,500 to $4,500 typically. On a really good month, I earned $7,600. So depending upon how much I sell and how well my organization is doing, my income will flux. So this could be a career. I've got quite a few friends that are making well over $100,000 selling Pampered Chef. So if you treat this business like a business from the get-go and not as a hobby, meaning you set up office hours. So we say in this business that this business is flexible, but it is not optional. Okay? If I handed you a key to your own brick and mortar store, you would have to go and unlock the door to let customers in. And you need to think of that the same way. Now, because it's flexible though, maybe you don't have an hour in a day that you can sit down and work on business related activities, but maybe you could carve out 4 15-minute segments. So we have 90% of our team work full-time, 40 or more hours a week at a regular 9-to-5 type job. And then they do Pampered Chef on the side, including our top sellers. So with that being said, if you have children, sometimes it's better to get out of work, sit in your car, bring your notebook with you with all your phone numbers and all the things you need to do, and sit for 15 minutes in the parking lot at work and get done what we call income producing activities, the most important rocks, before you drive home. Because I know, and you all know, the second you walk through the door, forget it. Like, you got to get dinner ready, you got to get the house clean, somebody's go to sports. Like, life just gets crazy when you walk through the door. So there is lots of trainings that are available that if you struggle with these things, that I can point you to, that will help you to be able to run your business like a business. I just posted on our team page yesterday. Part of what I'm going to encourage you guys to do is to carve out 15 minutes a day for personal development. Meaning you've never ran a business for yourself before, most of you. So if you've never run a business, you need to learn some skills in order to make this business not a hobby. And trust me, I am totally growing at this as well. I joke to the girls that were early on in my business, I'm like, they have seen me grow. I mean, my husband finds it amusing that I teach technology, because I didn't even have Facebook before I started my business. So like, I didn't know how to do any of this. So, and I am the least computer literate person probably on our team. So if I could learn it and I can train you, then if you are willing, you can learn it too. Okay. So there was a training that somebody brought up that was about organizing your calendar. And I don't use Google Calendar. I use whatever was on my iPhone, which is similar but not the same. And so I watched this. It's only a 22-minute Zoom video. I posted it yesterday. But Stacy Itzel is our #1 person in the last 2 years. She's won the Founders Award for recruiting and organizational development. So she's got a boatload going on in her business. She homeschools like 4 kids. She just adopted a baby. Like, the woman is crazy busy. How does she get it all done with an organization of hundreds of people? She has little notes in her calendar. She hires an office assistant now, but she didn't at the beginning. And it was her and Stephanie talking about how they organize their shows in their calendar and how they stay on top of it. So when I come across things like that, I'm going to share it on the team page. My request to newbies on my team page is once a day. If you're a morning person, scroll from the morning all the way till whatever you hadn't seen last. So there might be 10 posts. Once a day, go to our team page, because that's where I post all of our communication. So if you miss a day, you could be having to scroll 20 posts. You don't want to be missing too many days. Once a day, go to our team page and scroll what's there. If it's something that's important to you that you want to come back to, you can actually save the post by clicking on the 3 dots that are next to it, and it'll say save this post, and you can actually go back to that later so that you can find it easily. So step 1, go to our team page once a day. Step 2, set office hours. I'm going to teach you what to do in those office hours and what it means to create income producing activity, but you need to know when you're willing and able to work. Now, my suggestion also is, especially since you're new, I'm going to teach you all the mistakes that I have made so you don't have to make them. If you have specific times that you don't want to work, then you need to block those times off and not offer them. And you need to be firm about that. I remember saying to somebody at home office one time, I really don't want to work weekends anymore. My husband's only home on weekends and I'm gone all weekend. And she said, well, Sue, then stop working weekends. Because if you're booking shows on weekends, then people are asking to host shows on weekends, and that's what ended up perpetuating that. So in the summertime, I don't work weekends. In the fall and the winter, I'm in New Hampshire. It's cold, it's snowy, I don't care. I usually do work weekends, some weekends. But decide, your priority is your family. So I have a little training, and I will send you guys a Zoom link to all of my YouTube videos. If you guys have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you should do that now, because I'm going to be posting all of our trainings there. And also, before I used to post them so that they were private, meaning you needed the link for them to see them. I'm just going to post them public. That way anybody can search them and find that training information. But you need to know when you are able to work. So here is my daytime calendar. And I have peel and stick. These are, you just peel it right off, these little sticky notes. They're like Post-its. I have peel and sticks on my calendar. Green is for money. So those are the days I'm willing to work. I usually make 12 to 16 slots available, even though I know I'm probably only going to fill 8 to 10 of them. Because, let's be realistic. It's not like manna falls from heaven. You actually have to, find the shows and stuff like that. Then team trainings. You need to make team trainings a priority. Starting this quarter, October, November, and December, every Tuesday night, 8:30 to 9:30 on Zoom, the same Zoom link, we will be doing trainings. And the first training we did was on bookings. The second training we did was on host coaching. The third training, which happened to be the last Tuesday of the month, which I just posted the playback of, is our actual official team meeting now. And that has a PowerPoint, and it talked about Help With Cancer is in October and how to promote and sell that. How October 15th is our 38th anniversary with Pampered Chef, and I have a challenge for you guys to book a show on that date. I also offered, we're doing some raffles where I'm going to be raffling off this month at Tuesday's team meeting. I'm raffling off the donut pan, but every month I'm going to have something for you guys that you guys can earn. And I outlined in that team meeting how you get tickets into the drawing. So right now, all of you guys are being listed on this. I have a little tracker sheet here, and it's giving you all a point into our drawing already just for being on a team training, okay? So you want to go back. That's an hour long. You're going to want to take some time and listen to it. So do it while you're like folding laundry or something. But then the first Tuesday of every month will be a live at my house. So for those of you guys who cannot, obviously if you live in Georgia, you're not coming up here every Tuesday. But I had been Zooming them before. I am going to try Facebook Live this Tuesday on our team page and see how that goes. That way you can scroll down and you can see it. So we're just going to do a recipe and, have some fun together the first Tuesday of the month. But then the following Tuesday, I'll be training on another topic. So if you're on enough Tuesdays, we should rotate back up to bookings again. See what I'm saying? So we're going to go over some of the basic things. There'll be a technology There'll be where do you find shows outside of shows, a virtual party training. So there's going to be all these trainings. So you want to be on every Tuesday if you can. So please make that a priority and set that time aside, or watch the playbacks for that. So let's go back to Carol and Stephanie for just a second. So Stephanie, do you have a dollar amount that you would like to earn with Pampered Chef? Can you hear me, Steph?
Anything will help at this point.
All right, so we're going to try to get a little bit more specific. Yeah, I can hear you now. So is there a specific bill that you're looking to pay off, or is there a certain amount that would pay for a car payment or something like that?
I'm by right now, so I just know the holidays are coming, so any extra will help me.
Okay, so a debt-free holiday would be nice. Debt-free holiday.
Yeah, because my son's birthday is the month after the holidays, so kind of a tough time for me.
Okay. So, and Carol, I want you to be thinking about this as well. What I'm doing is I want you guys, and Carrie, Val, and Tammy, I want you guys to be doing it on your own sheet of paper. It's very common for new consultants to say just what Carol said. I want to work as many shows and earn as much money, but that's not specific enough. So when you set goals, let me just pull up my goal setting. I want to talk about it because I want to help you guys make some goals and then show you how to achieve them. So hold on just a second. All right, so I'm going to screen share so you guys can see what I'm doing. And if you don't have Zoom on your computer or tablet and you're only watching from a phone, sometimes it's hard to see what I have. So you might want to download it next time so that, because I do screen share a lot. So what are my goals? So I want you guys, if any of these apply to you, I want you to write it down on a sheet of paper. Pay off debt, remodel the house, a monthly car payment, buy a new car, a family vacation, school tuition for your kid or for yourself, or to maybe pay off your school loans, more time with the family so you can quit your regular full-time job. Maybe you want to do more coaching and volunteering. Maybe you need to pay off the $7,000 of braces that your daughter had. Maybe it's a big gift that you've been dreaming of. So for me, just a little quick side note, we called this money, is it necessary? Because that's what my husband joked about my shoes when he saw them. He was like, is that necessary? And I was like, yes. And he was like, then you need a job. So that money I kept. And I set a little account up and we called it, is it necessary fund? And I would just put money aside and he had no idea how much was in there. And so one day, his friend backed down the driveway with a truck that had those red Sears, you know, drawers that you put in your shop for all your tools and stuff like that. And my husband took one look at that and he said, that better not be what is in those boxes because we cannot afford that. And I looked right at him and I said, yeah, we can. It came out of the Is It Necessary fund. So that was my first gift I bought out of my fund money for him. And it was pretty amazing. When I had that $7,000 commission check, he put his hand out at that point and said, can I have some? So it went from, you know, little things to bigger things to much bigger things. Do you want retirement or something just personal for you? Maybe even a mani and a pedi every month. Maybe you want a down payment for a house or a rainy day fund or college or a honeymoon or a wedding. So write down what it is that you want, because in order to have goals that you achieve, you need to be very specific. So you're going to write down SMART. Okay? S-M-A-R-T. I'm sure some of you guys have heard this before. Let me pull it up. Here we go. Okay, SMART goals. Can you guys see this?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, great. Specific, measurable, realistic, and timely. So I'm going to give you some examples of what's not a SMART goal and what is a SMART goal. So specific. We can't say we want to earn money because you could earn $1. Did you meet a goal? Yeah, but if that wasn't your goal, it doesn't help. So specific would be, I would like to earn 200, like Esther on our team, her first goal was to make her car registration. So she needed $280 something to register her car. That's specific. It's measurable because she'll know when she hit $287. It's clearly a measurable goal. It's achievable because literally 1 or 2 virtual parties. Now, remember I said that a live party is about a $650 show, a virtual party's averaging about $450 nationally. So you're going to have some $1,000 shows, and then you're going to have some $200 shows and everything in between. Was it achievable? Absolutely was achievable. Was it a realistic goal? Yes, because she was willing to do the work that was required to achieve the goal. So that made it realistic. And was it timely? You betcha. She had to pay that car insurance payment or car registration payment on a specific time frame. So you have to have all of those to be a SMART goal. So my first year full-time with Pampered Chef, I set a ridiculously large stretch goal. I said, I want to earn the top level trip to Spain, France, and Italy on a Mediterranean cruise for my 20th anniversary. Now, back then, you had to recruit and qualify 12 qualified consultants on the team, and you had to have a total of 140,000 points towards the trip. I had never recruited anybody at that point. So was it realistic? It was probably outside the realistic zone for me, but it was specific. I knew exactly what I needed to do and what I wanted to do. It was measurable. I could track my points every single month. Points are sales and recruiting points, and I'll explain more about that as we go further. It was achievable because people went on the trip, and it was achievable for anybody who was willing to do the work to achieve that trip. Was it realistic? It was probably not all that realistic, but I didn't care. I pushed past that. And it was definitely timely. I had 12 months to accumulate enough points for that trip. So I set my goal, and I readjusted my goal throughout the year to make sure that I hit that trip. And I did. That very first year, I earned the top level trip. Now, as a branding new recruiting person, I didn't realize that there wasn't going to be thousands of people on that trip. There was like 125 of us on the top trip, but thousands on the second level trip and thousands on the third level trip, okay? So, but I set a big enough goal and I tracked it regularly. So winners keep score. That is important for you guys to know. Winners keep score. If you don't know how many shows you need in order to achieve a goal, how are you going to hit it? It's like having a bullseye. You know where you're shooting for. And when I went to a training, they made us draw a bullseye. And they said, what's in the center of the bullseye? And I said, cruise to the Mediterranean. And she said, what's in the next circle? And I said, cruise to Bahamas. And then the next circle, Caribbean cruise. And she said, all right, what do you need to do to get to the inner circle? And if you miss the inner circle, then at least you hit the outer circle. And I was like, no, there is no option. I have to hit the inner circle. So I tracked and tracked and tracked everything in order to hit my goal. So I want each of you 5 that are on to create a goal, and we're going to do 2 goals. One is going to be a short-term goal. What do you want to accomplish in the month of October? Do you want a dollar amount? I need $250. Do you want 8 shows on your calendar? Do you want $1,000 at the end of October? Like, what is it that you want to achieve? Then we're going to break that up into how many shows. we need to do in order to get there. So let me screen share for you, new consultants. Hold on just a sec. Hold on, I gotta move you guys out of the way so I can see where I'm at. All right, we're gonna go to Pampered Chef University because many of you guys are brand new, and I want you to make sure that you are familiar with PC University and that you know how to get around on the PC site. So when you come to your home page, this is what it looks like. Then you're going to go to full site, and then you're going to be able to see all of the training available. And then this big PC University. So we're going to go to PC University first. And new consultants start here. If you have not taken time to go through these 6 steps, this is critical, and I want to have a phone call with you about these steps so that we can make sure that you understand what you need to do. What do you do after you sign up in your first 24 hours? There's a checklist. In your kit comes a My Success Recipe for Success booklet. Here is the new consultant rewards. In your first 30, 60, and 90 days, Pampered Chef offers specific rewards. You get 100 Pampered Chef dollars for every single $12.50 you sell in your first 90 days. If you sell your first $12.50 within your first 30 days, you also receive the sign-on bonus of the month that you signed on. So Val received an ice cream maker and the ice cream sandwich maker, woohoo Val, for hers. So I have some of everybody's 30, 60, and 90 days. So Val, your 90-day mark is 11/5. Tammy, yours is 10/10. So I have some of these written down here as to what your 30 and 90-day marks are. And that's important because you don't want to submit your final show for the month that month without taking a peek at it and making sure that you have hit that goal. One year I missed a free-for-all goal where you get all these free products from Pampered Chef. I had had surgery, so I wasn't sure I was going to be submitting anything in the month of January, but I was able to pull off a bunch of virtual shows, and I missed it by $28. I missed the next level. And had that been the case, I would have purchased something for $28 that I could give away to a hostess, and I would have gotten hundreds of dollars in free products. So you only make those mistakes once in your life, and I'm saving you from those mistakes, okay, by telling you, you got to check your numbers, and I'll teach you how to check your numbers. And that can be one of our calls as a new consultant is how do you look at your numbers, etc. If you're feeling motivated, if you know right away, I need to take this business and earn serious money with it. Like, this is not a hobby. I want this to be a viable source of income. If you are motivated and you know that, then you need to tell me, and I will work one-on-one with you, and we'll make a specific action plan. How many contacts every month that you have, how many parties that you need, how many consultants on your team. Like, we're going to be really like peanut butter and jelly so that I can help you achieve this goal. And you can, when you do that, earn those bonuses that I was talking about, the fast track bonus. So back to here. All of this, and here's your fast track bonus, and you can find all this and print it out. You should stick it in front of you. $500 when you promote to a director, that's a bonus cash. Another $500 when you remain a director for the next 3 months. And then $1,000 if you help somebody do what you just did. So definitely something you want to consider. As you work your way through all of these points, people sometimes get bogged down. You don't have to spend a ton of time. I just want you to check each link out so that you know where they go. Okay, my shows and orders. People often stop before they get to step 4. Here's your monthly host specials. Party planning. This is all about how to do your first show. I'm going to help you with that. On week 4, this is where you fill out your order payment account. If you want to get paid by Pampered Chef and you don't want to have to wait for them to snail mail you a check, you need to fill out a direct deposit in an order payment account. You're only allowed to use your own personal debit or credit card for your first 60 days. After that, you cannot submit a show with Pampered Chef without having one of these. So don't wait. Get it taken care of right away. And what I always say is if you're opening up an account at a bank, you definitely want to try to recruit people. So you need to have your little mini catalogs. If you got any mini catalogs in your kit, you want to have those with your information. Nothing leaves your house without a sticker that has your website and your information on it. Because you want to try to book a show with the lady at the bank. We've recruited somebody from my local bank, and I've done shows with people at my local bank. So, I mean, you build a relationship, but you'd be surprised how many people on our team have booked shows just going into opening up a checking account for their Pampered Chef business, okay? So you want to go through these steps, and then once you've gone through all of these steps and these videos, then we're going to be working through our Tuesday trainings on booking, host coaching, selling, recruiting, and customer care. These are the Tuesday night trainings that I'm going to be doing. So I'll be working through these, but if you're stuck on bookings, you might actually go to the booking tab and see what they have. They're going to have trainings for booking. And if you actually like to, if you're in the car a lot and you're driving, you can go to peer sharing. And these are all audios. They're probably close to an hour long because they were made at national conferences in the past. And you can listen to these while you're driving somewhere and learn. So it's like having a mobile university with you. So definitely you need to go through PC University. Okay, so I've been chatting for about half an hour. I do want to now open up the mic for a minute. I want to hear from you guys as to what some of your goals are. And I want to help walk you through, especially the newbies who haven't even had a show yet. So Carol, let's go back to you for a second. Do you mind sharing? Have you given any more thought to a more specific goal?
Yes, sure. So, I mean, the first goal would be to pay a car payment in October. My long-term goal would definitely be to quit my normal 9-to-5 and be able to work well into my retirement years. And this seems like a great option to do that.
Okay, and what is your 9-to-5 job currently?
I am in technology sales.
Technology sales, okay. Great, and do you mind me asking, and you don't have to say if you don't want to, but what is a car payment? Like how much are we looking at?
It is $350.
Okay, good. So I'm going to use Carol as an example. So if $350 is what she is hoping to earn, if she's starting out with virtual shows, a virtual show is $450 in sales. And as a new consultant, you earn between 20 and 25% commission on everything you sell. Now, let me pull a document up to show you. One moment. I think this is called Join Us. They changed the names of our documents from Join Us to Discover Us to Taste the Good Life to Life Tastes Great. So let me just find some of that here. Bear with me. Here we go. All right, and let me screen share with you all. So you guys aren't seeing my screen right now, right?
No.
Okay, great. Let me get to the video. Screen share. Okay, so let's make this more realistic. Here we go. So let me scroll down a little. Here we go. Right here. If you sell between $1 and $7.49, you'll be paid at a commission rate of 20%. If you make between $7.50 and $12.49 in the month, so let's say you have a $400 show and an $800 show, etc. If you sell under $12.50, you'll get paid at the 22% rate. Again, before you submit your last show for the month, you want to total up what you have because you don't want to miss it by $2 because then you get an extra 1% on everything you sold that month. And then it goes to 23%, 24%, and 25%. Now, you can earn up to 31% on your own personal sales, and you can earn overrides on organizational sales, and I'll teach you that. But let's assume right now that we're going to be, that Carol wants to do virtual shows. So we're going to take the calculator and we're going to say it's a $450 show. And let's assume she's getting paid at the 22% rate. Whoops. 450 times 0.22. So that's $99 per show at that rate. So she's going to have to do 4 shows, 1 a week. So 450. Now, the better she gets at doing virtual shows, the more she will increase her rate. So that's $1,800. At 4 shows is $1,800. So she's actually going to get paid at 23%. So if she does 1 show a week, at $450 in sales, that'll equal $414 commission to her. So do you see why we need a specific goal? Because she would not know how many shows she would need to do in order to achieve that. In addition to that, we need to remember that if you book shows and and you have cancellations, which happen all the time in direct sales, in any type of direct selling business, you can be assured that you are going to need to book 20% more shows than you need, so that you have covered yourself. And yay if you don't actually need that. Hold on just a quick second. I gotta just move this over so I can see. Let's see. Consultant training. There we go. So I've shared this before with our team. I'm just going to share again. What this shows is if you do 2 columns, your first month in business, if you book 6 shows and 2 cancel, you're going to hold 4 shows that month. So this is what Carol's going to want to do. If she holds 4 shows and she gets 2 bookings from each show, she's going into her second month with 8 new bookings on her calendar. In month 2, she starts out with 8, but then she gets 2 cancellations or reschedules. They don't always just cancel. Now she's holding 6 shows in her second month. So this will be November. 6 shows, if she walks away with 2 bookings from each of those 6 shows, she's going into December with 12 new shows on her calendar. In December, if she has 12 shows and she gets 2 cancellations, she's going into January, which is when we're going to start earning the trip to Disney, with 10 shows on her calendar. At this point, 10 shows, 2 bookings each, she's getting 20 new shows. At that point, she's probably getting 4 cancellations. But she's going into February of next year with 32 new shows that are probably booked February, March, April. On the alternative, if you only book 1 show from your shows, you're going to be out of business in 4 months. If you look at the numbers, 6 shows booked with 2 cancellation leaves you with 4 shows held. If you only get 1 booking from each of those 4 shows, you'll have 4 new shows going into November. 2 shows cancel from those 4. That means November, you actually only do 2 shows. You only get 2 bookings from those. So now you're going into December with 2 shows. If those 2 shows cancel, you are officially out of business. So bookings are critical to what we do. And that's why being on the training calls where I give ideas. Now, not every idea is going to work perfectly for everybody, right? But I've gotten girls that have been on my team for a long time, and I share an idea that they haven't tried before, and they'll be like, oh, that's a great idea. Like we talk about pampering a business, or we talked about fundraising and who to look for and what to say. So being in contact with me for word choices and ideas is my job, is to help you, okay? So virtual shows versus live shows. Live shows currently make up 60% of the Pampered Chef's sales. Virtual shows make up 40%, and that's really only in the last couple of years. So the virtual parties and this younger technology is just blowing everybody away. So you guys are doing a phenomenal job. I am 90% live, 20%, 90-20. Yeah, I can do math. You two can be a parent consultant. 10% virtual parties. But I want you to know how to go about doing that. So a lot of you guys, Val and Tammy and Carrie, have already gone to marketing imagery, but I wanted you guys all to see what you need to do with your new consultants when they join your team. So they need to come to the training and resource tab, Carol and Stephanie. You need to go down to the marketing imagery tab, and especially if you want to get started, Carol, in virtual parties. This virtual and in-party will not be unlocked until you take the classes. They're not very long, but after you take the class, you have to click the box that says, I've completed this, because if you don't, it won't unlock the virtual templates. Inside these templates, Pampered Chef provides you with everything you need to know on how to do a virtual party. So there's training, there's host coaching posts, there's hosts library. And then there are different theme shows that you can do. So you can theme a different show for different parties, so that if you have the same guests in the same party, they're not bored. So when you open up one of these party packs, again, how do you set up a show? It gives you all the images that you need to set up a show. What do I say in the show itself? It has all the images here. Party videos, games, bookings, recruiting, exclusive content, charitable contributions, party time posts. So all of this information is available for you to download and to create a template out of it so that you can run your own virtual party. You can run it from your cell phone by creating folders in your pictures, like albums in your pictures, and you can manually post from your phone. Or if you're like me, I use this service called Post My Party, which I'm actually creating a template right now called Fall 2018 VIP page. So I have a customer page, and I want to post things onto that customer page, fall things, game day recipes, Patriot stuff, all that. I create templates, and I will share with you girls this. I can share my template with you once I get this created, and then you have a template that will automatically post for you into your virtual party, so that you don't need to be on your phone, and you could be enjoying time with your family, and then you jump back onto the parties regularly. Okay, so let's open it up for some questions, and then I want to walk some of the other girls through some goal setting as well. So Stephanie, are you still on? Oh, good. I'm sorry. I had you muted. Let me unmute you. No, you gotta unmute yourself.
Yes, I'm still here.
All right, great. So let's go back to you. So debt-free holiday, give a dollar amount. Are we talking $500 for Christmas? How much do you need to pay all your Christmas gifts for debt-free?
Yeah, $500 would be definitely awesome and extra help.
Okay. And you said you're going to do live and virtual parties as well?
Yeah, I'm willing to explore both.
Okay. So I will be posting today my calendar for October. For those of you who live within any range of me, I highly recommend that you come to at least 2 of my live shows for training. And the reason I say that is live shows are really my forte. That's where I do my best. Last night I had an $1,800 show. Now, keep that in mind. I've done the exact same thing and had a $400 show. So not every show is the same, but you need to come and see what I do and why I do it and how I do it. And that will give you some level of comfort too, because I joke all the time, I make so many mistakes at my shows that you don't have to be perfect to be a good Pampered Chef consultant. You just have to enjoy yourself and have a good time doing it, okay? And so the more you hang out with me, whether that's texting me, Facebook messaging me, or coming to my house or whatever, the more you're going to get to know what will work for you. You might not use the same word choices that I use, and that is totally fine. And I really stress to new consultants too. I'm kind of an outgoing personality. Sometimes I can be a little overwhelming. I really need you to tell me if I'm like, oh, you should say blah, 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 blah. And you're thinking in your head, there is no way I would use those word choices. Like, that is so not my personality. You need to be honest enough to go, yeah, that's not going to work. Like I saw Tammy smiling. Tammy is this nice, quiet, reserved personality. And but so is my best friend. And so are other people in the Pampered Chef business. Wendy on our team is also a very gentle, quiet, spirited woman. So there are successful people that do not have my loud, boisterous personality. So if you're honest enough with me and you say, I really appreciate your input, Sue, but I would never use those word choices, then I'll go, oh, well, what about this? What about that? Like, I'll have 3 or 4 different ways that you could say something. Also, you can record some of the things I'll teach you. I'm going to have you record it in your own voice and play it back to yourself again and again and again until it becomes comfortable to you. So that's all part of what we learn in our trainings is, what do you say, how do you say it, and why do you say it? So $500. So you learn from Carol that 4 virtual parties, 1 a week, will get you at least that on virtual parties. If you did some live parties, you would earn more than that. So I would recommend for the newbies that are on here and for anybody that needs to jumpstart their business again, here's how you start your business. 2 friends, 2 neighbors, 2 coworkers, 2 relatives. That is 8 people. And from our previous 2 bookings per show slide, you know that if you book 8 people, 6 of those probably will hold. When you first start out, you pretty much can guilt your family, friends, neighbors, and relatives. Like, please, I'm starting my own business. I would love to pamper you with some free products. I'm going to give you a free shopping spree. Who does not love a free shopping spree, right? Would you be willing to gather some of your friends together so that I can practice? My trainer, Sue, told me that if I can get 8 shows in my first 30 days, that I will have enough practice that I will be able to get outside my family and friends circle. It would really be helpful if you could help me. I'm looking for some small shows and some big shows. Do you think you could help? I always say that now because people are like, oh yeah, I can do a small show for you. So let's get them on the calendar and then we will host coach them to a bigger show. But you do need to get some practice in. So I want you guys to be writing a list of 2 friends. I mean, everybody's got 2 friends that will, you break down on the highway, you can call somebody. 2 neighbors. And the reason you want neighbors is they have nothing in common with you. They don't work with you. They're not part of your family. They have all different family, friends, relatives. You're going to get outside your family group quickly. If you have to offer them, a little bonus or something, but what you're going to do is you're going to invite people, and again, I will tag you on our team page. There are word choices that are available on Facebook on how to book your first shows. You always ask for them to host a show with you by offering a theme show. It sounds like work when you say, will you host a show? But if I say to you, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have this new Mexican and margarita party that I'm doing. And I'm using the quick cooker to do chicken carnitas in like 12 minutes. Do you think your friends will gather together so I can show off my new recipe and get some practice in? That sounds a lot less threatening than if you're saying, hey, will you book a show? That sounds like work. Getting some friends together for Mexican and margaritas, not so much. So you need to pick a couple different theme shows that you're willing to do. Fresh and healthy weeknight meals is one that Pampered Chef offers. 1 pot meals, 1 pot pasta, salad and sangria, Mexican and margaritas, wine, cheese, and chocolate, just to name a few. Those are some. Find something that sounds good, and I'll help you come up with a recipe for that. So you first ask them if they would be willing to host a show for you. If they say no, then you're going to ask, well, what about if we do a virtual party? I still need to get some practice in on these virtual parties as well. My friend Sue will post. So you newbies, Carol and Stephanie, I have a template. I will post my template into your first virtual show for you. You need to be present on it. I will host coach you and your hostess at the same time together on how to make it work. I will also add you to one of my shows that there's a lot of activity on it right now. It's all because the hostess is awesome. But that's the next option. If they say no to that, no to a live show, no to a virtual show, you're going to say this next. Do you know anybody that's interested in fundraising or getting married? We also offer fundraisers and bridal showers and bridal registries. They're probably going to say no to that as well. Do not take any of that personal. That is just the way it works. But here's the key. Once they've said no to you those 3 times, now you're going to invite them to your grand opening because they feel terrible that they have said no to you 3 times. Now they're going to say yes. They're going to say, sure, I can come to your grand opening. So you're going to have a grand opening on 2 different days. One is going to be a weekend and one is going to be a weekday. Because if you pick it on a weekend, somebody's going to be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm going to be away, Stephanie, that weekend. We're going camping. That's fine. I'm going to do a smaller version on Tuesday night. Hopefully you can come to that one. Okay? Even if you have 2 people there or 1 person, you're going to do your whole show as if it were a live show for that person. You're going to do your best in front of that person because you really do need the practice. Okay? It comes out, we talk about it all the time. It's called muscle memory of the mouth. So I joke, if you've ever learned dance before and you're trying to learn a new dance move, right? And you're like, you go to the dance class and the lady tells you, okay, I want you guys to take your arms and do this, you know? And you're like, you know, it's not very flowy. But the more you do it, the more flowy it becomes. You see what I'm saying? And the same thing is true with your mouth. If I run into somebody at a store and they say, they see my Pampered Chef jacket and they go, oh my God, Pampered Chef, I love Pampered Chef. Without a thought, out of my mouth, my daughter jokes because she jokes behind me. Like she's always going, oh, you know, she's 20 and she like mouths behind me, but she can say it because she's heard me say it so many times. Gosh, Val, when was the last time you hosted a show? We have so many new products in our catalog. Why don't you give me your name and your email and your phone number? I'll send you the specials. When you see something you like, you just give me a shout. That is so non-threatening. People give me their contact information. I go home, I send them the specials, and I say, oh my gosh, Val, it was so nice meeting you today at Sam's Club. Here are the specials that I said I would send you. How about we get some of your wish list for free? I would love to gather some of your friends for one of my new exciting theme shows called blah, blah, blah. Here attached is also the host special. Let me know when you ask your friends if they'd be interested in doing a live cooking show or whether a virtual Facebook party would be better for them. Love always, Sue, you know, and I send them that with some recipes. If I don't hear from them, I create a sheet of paper. I usually take the Post-it note that I had their name on and I staple it to a sheet of paper. I write the date. I write the date that I talked to them or that I sent them the email, and then I put them as a follow-up for 30 days later. And then Val will get an email, and this is all part of the customer care that I'm going to talk about. Val will get an email from me 30 days later. Remember the office hours that I started this whole conversation with? This is part of your office hours. So what you're doing is you're emailing Val and saying, hey, Val, it's Sue from the Pampered Chef. We met at Sam's Club last month. I sent you the specials for September. I didn't hear from you. Was there anything you saw that you liked? Would you like me to mail you this month's specials? Or attached, actually I probably wouldn't ask. Attached is this month's specials. I have a special promotion for you if you decide you'd like to gather some of your friends. Let me know if you'd like more information. So I will teach you how to do all this follow-up. I did a show last night. I just told you it was an $1,800 show. When I got there, I asked her, how do we know each other, Lori? Whose show did we book this show off of? Because I could not place where I met her. And she said, I don't think we've ever met, Sue. Isn't that nice? She's been on my email list for years. Because either she purchased from somebody's catalog show or she purchased from a fundraiser or whatever. But she's been getting an email from me once a month, because I hooked her up to the Pampered Chef newsletter. Do I send that? No, Pampered Chef sends it for you. But again, if you treat this business like a business, it will pay you like a business. And I
have a
will tell
question.
you,
I have a
yes,
question on the newsletter that goes out. Does that say our information on it?
yes, it does.
Okay.
And you have to opt in, or you used to have to. I don't know if the newbies like Stephanie or Carol have to opt in, because I did read something recently. But I will show you where it shows that you need to opt into sending the newsletter to everybody, and then what you need to do to opt them in. And then I'll open it to questions, because it is 10:30 now, and I don't want to take too much of your time. Okay, so you guys can see my screen. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. Sometimes I say screen share. One time I was chatting away and nobody told me that I wasn't screen sharing. And I'm like, and over here and over here. So you're going to go to selling and recruiting, and then under customer e-newsletter. The new consultants, when you walk through PC University, it actually walks you through opting into the newsletter through that if you went through the 6 steps. But if you didn't, you're going to come here and you're going to scroll down to the very bottom, and it will say opt in, which means you had not already opted in. So this says opt in for newsletters to be sent to your customers. You can opt out at any time. Now let me show you what that looks like when you're in a show. Now you can run your business from your cell phone. I only take my cell phone to my shows, but when I am at home, I use the website instead, okay? So let's go to last night's show. Here's Lori's show. And I'm going to go into her orders. And by the way, I kept calling Lori Joni last night, because I also have a Joni show coming up, and Lori is Lori, and I don't know why, but I called her Joni like 3 times, and it wasn't until one of her friends made a funny face, and I turned to her and I go, I just called you the wrong name, didn't I? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, I am so sorry. I go, you too could be a Pampered Chef consultant for only $29 this month. You can join my team. You clearly could do a better job than I am. And everybody laughed. So literally, don't stress out if things don't go right. It's fine. So here is where I opt every customer into the website. So I'm going to go into my carts over here, show open boxes, because I'm on direct ship. But if I go into one of these boxes that are closed, you'll see this person made an online order and she has not been opted into the newsletter yet. I just click the box and I opt her in. Now I'm going to call her today, and I see that she's got the small batter bowl. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to email. I'm just going to copy and paste here. I'll show you what I do. So this is part of my normal customer service, okay? I'm going to go in. I'm going to start a new email. I'm going to paste her email, and I'm going to say, thanks, Darlene. Let's double check if Darlene is really her name. When I'm going to go in, I'm going to say, hi, Darlene. Thanks so much for ordering off Lori's show. Here are some fun recipes to go with your batter bowl, because I saw what she bought, right? This holiday, if I can assist you at all in the future, please reach out. Attached is the upcoming bonus if you would like to do what Lori did and gather some friends. See, I'm not saying host a show. Gather some friends for a fun night out. You will earn a free shopping spree. Half priced and 60% off items as well. My theme shows this season are fast and fresh, weeknight meals, one pot cooking, Mexican and margaritas, wine, cheese, chocolate. Okay, so now I've got a whole slew of things that I can send her, and there is this cute holiday. I posted it, I think, on my VIP page, but there's a cute batter bowl snowman that she can make. So let me just search snowman. Snowman. La la la. Here's one. So here's a recipe. This snowman is the batter bowl, the 3-cup prep bowl, the 1-cup prep bowl, and a marshmallow. So I'll say this is your batter bowl base, 3 cup, 2 cup, and 1 prep bowls. And then I'll attach, there's a holiday gift one as well. And do you see how I have folders? Highly recommend, after years of doing this, folders are key, okay? The reason you want to do folders is because you do not want to be searching and searching your computer for stuff. So having folders so that you can find it later is going to be key. So here are recipes for making a brownie mix, a chili, and the tags that go with it if she decides she wants to buy more batter bowls and prep them out. Hold on. And I need to add the picture of what this looks like here. So then we go in here, we go to pictures, we go to batter bowl. Here we go. So there it is. See, there's like brownies, cookies, chili, and pumpkin bread, and it shows ideas of how to do that. And then the last thing I'm going to attach on here at the very bottom is I am currently booking for October. I still have October slots available, so I'm going to go into my host specials, and I'm only going to give her the October host special, and I'm going to send that. Now, if I am sending emails to everybody that was not at this show, I would copy and paste the majority. Thank you for, I would have made it more generic. Thank you for ordering on Lori's show. Here are some recipes. Instead of saying for your batter bowl, I would have said, here are some recipes for your products you purchased, and then everything else. So I'd be able to copy and paste everything. And the only thing I would have to add to the next person's email would be one recipe that pertains to whatever they have. And if you're like, I have no idea, I can think Tammy and Val are probably thinking, I have no idea, and Carrie, what recipe to give them, right? And Carrie and I are 2 peas in a pod. We don't cook. So Carrie's going to make a rockin' consultant because you don't have to cook to know how to do Pampered Chef. So let's say you're like, I have no idea what to do for a recipe. Did you know that when you go to pamperedchef.com or your own website, let's go to the full site where you can search something. So let's go in here and let's type in large round stone. So let's say that's what they purchased, was a large round stone. If you search that, the first thing that pops up, there's products here, but if I click recipes, there are 1,400 recipes. So now I'm just going to scroll down. There's a large round stone recipe. Here's a fun one. This is an egg breakfast one. So, ooh, that looks good. So I'd open this up, and you can email it right from here to the customer. Or what I do is I click this print button, and this is for those non-tech savvy people out there. And I, instead of printing it to my printer, I print it as a PDF, which is how you save this to your computer. And I say save. Now this is a breakfast, so I have brunches right here. So I'm going to save this as a brunch recipe in my documents. So now when somebody says that they want to do a brunch with me, I have another option to give them. All right, I'm done talking now. It's open mic time. Any question about anything you need to know?
How do the new consultants get, because I don't remember how I did it, but the Pampered Chef, pamperedchef.biz / and then to make their own website?
Sure. When they first signed up, now Pampered Chef actually delegates them a website. So it used to be that you would sign up and create your own. When they're signing up now, I believe it defaults and gives you one. Stephanie and Carol, do you know that when you signed up, did it give you like www.pamperedchef. whatever, and then it probably said Carol Martin or something?
To be honest, I'm going to have to check.
Okay. So I'll show you where, again, you would go when you're on the Pampered Chef website, Carrie. Let's see. Let's go back to main page somewhere. Okay. If you go up under your name, right here, where it has the drop down, this is where you would be like manage my website. So you would probably go in there, and it would say right here, www. and then mine's Sue's Cooking. So that's where I would go to start to figure out, because you want to make labels for yourself. And if you don't have a Pampered Chef email, and you know from the get-go, like this is your thing, and you want to, I recommend Gmail, because then you can use Google Docs and all that. You can come in and change your account information with Pampered Chef so that all of the correspondence that Pampered Chef is sending you all goes to your business account. I had SL Molten 8, I had stamps and everything for the first 7.5 years when I was doing one show a month. So, you know, I was just using my personal one. I kicked myself now because then I had to change business cards and stamps and everything to a business account. So it's up to you, but early on I might do that. We're going to be talking about branding yourself, setting yourself apart as a consultant from all the other, 60,000 consultants out there on some of our trainings. I'm going to teach you newbies the very basics. How do I set up a show? How do I run a virtual party? How do I host coach? All of those type of things. The one thing I do ask of you newbies, Carol and Stephanie, whether you're a direct recruit like Carol is, or whether Stephanie, who is what's called an indirect recruit, is that I want you to reach out to me. If you need something, Facebook message or text me and say, hey, I can't find X. Or go to our team Facebook page, The Incredibles, which this page is it's a private page. Let me stop sharing. It's a private page. I was